everyone, happy Monday. It is day 5 of Vlogust. It is not really a typical Monday here, but I've come into the studio anyways just to get a little bit of a handle on a couple of things. I did some admin stuff, answered some emails. I've been thinking about a little redesign for my small leather tote bag, so I was working out some of that. And I think I'm just gonna wrap it up in here and continue on with how I spent most of Sunday, which is relaxing, just sitting around and enjoying the rest of the long weekend. I did just do my nails with one of my favorite Essie nail polishes. I wear this one year round, but I particularly love it in the summer. It's called Bikini So Teeny. This is a great one for pedicures too. So I just did that. It's been drying. I was watching a YouTube video while they dried, and I'm kind of ready to go downstairs and tackle a couple of things. I want to make something that will be nice to have in the fridge for a couple of days. I'm really excited about it. I think I'm just gonna make burgers on the barbecue tonight and keep it super simple and just spend the rest of the afternoon relaxing. I did think about pulling out this huge basket of goodies that I picked up when I was at Knit City this spring, and then also a couple of things I picked up at the Kawartha Lakes Fiber Festival. I've been hanging on to them for months, planning to do like a regular kind of podcast on YouTube, but I feel like doing those is a little bit of a struggle for me right now. Every once in a while I have enough stuff to kind of gather and talk about in a podcast, but I've realized that the amount of stuff that I make and the amount of directions that my brain goes in, I don't always have enough content to do like a knitting podcast or even a crafty podcast. So I feel like vlogging is sort of the way to go for me, and I enjoy it so much more. And it's one of the reasons why I decided to do Vlogust, because I've been wanting to get back in this space and film a little bit of an update, but I just didn't know where to begin with it. So I feel like vlogging is kind of the way to go for now. Maybe once in a while I will do like a sit down kind of knitting podcast again, but I don't know. This just feels a little bit more natural to me. I enjoy sharing bits and pieces from all over the house. And I also just feel a little bit less pressure to making things feel like a job. Because when I do that and I have that pressure on me and I get questions about whether or not I finished something or how long it took me to do something, I know it doesn't really matter, but it kind of puts a damper on the love that I have for making things. And so this is just a much more enjoyable form of content for me, and that's how I think I'm going to proceed, because I really do enjoy kind of going about my day and just sharing little snippets here and there. So for now, I think that's what my channel here on YouTube is going to look like. And I think it will be fun, whether or not it's daily or not. I think even if it's not a daily format like Vlogust or Vlogmas, I think I could just do snippets from a couple of weeks, pile them up into one video and share them here for you guys. So that's the plan. I have a lot going on this week, so I am just gonna make sure that today is a really enjoyable day. I'm gonna get down to the kitchen because I really wanna make something. You guys know I love my little kitchen gadgets, and I purchased 2 new ones during the Amazon Prime sale last month. I'm so excited about them. One of them is tucked away in a drawer at the moment. It's an egg cooker because I have been snacking on hard-boiled eggs quite a bit this summer. And the second one is this little mini food mixer. or food processor by Black & Decker. It's the perfect size to make so many little things without dragging out my monstrous, really heavy food processor, which I do love, but I wanted to just make a few more things this summer without worrying about that big, huge one coming in and out of the cupboard that's way up over my fridge, and it's kind of a pain to wash. And I spotted this one on someone's TikTok channel. Is that what you call it? I don't know. And I've become obsessed with her. She is so much fun to watch. If you enjoy food videos and recipes and kind of quick things but good things, her name is Elise Jessie TV. She's on TikTok. I've gotten so many great ideas from her the last few weeks, and I don't know what it is about TikTok, because I did not like it when I first downloaded the app like a year or two ago, maybe more, I don't even know. I just did not enjoy it, but I've come to really, really love it for a few quick minutes in the evenings without committing to a really long video. I think I've just started liking and following people, so now it's created a really great feed that's catered to what I love, and I get so much inspiration from it. And I get laughs and really sweet moments and cute videos, so I'm loving it. But this particular TikToker is so good. She's actually a sports broadcaster. She has a really pretty kitchen, but her videos are quick and casual, and she's the person that I saw using this. She's also the person that I got these hard-boiled egg recipe ideas from. So if that's something you're interested in, you should check it out. But my plan is to make her quick recipe for jalapeno cream cheese, because the boys picked up some fresh bagels at Costco yesterday. They got regular ones and they got Montreal bagels. And I thought this would be perfect to have on a bagel for lunch today. We've been in a bagel moment lately. I've pulled out the ingredients. I've been letting this sit overnight. Just a package of cream cheese, some salt, some onion and garlic powder. I think I'm only going to need one of these jalapeno peppers, and I've got a lime just in case it's needing a little bit of tang, because I know she did add that at the end of hers. I'm also going to refer to her TikToks for some other recipes she uses this for. She has a hummus recipe that I think is just going to be the perfect amount for me, because I've kind of been into a spicy or buffalo hummus that I get at a grocery store, but it's a little bit pricey. It's gone up to like $6 for the smallest container, and they no longer make the buffalo style one that I like. So I think I'm gonna try making a batch in here and then add some Frank's hot sauce and see how that turns out. I'm also going to try, I think she has like a lime crema vinaigrette she does in here. She does a Caesar dressing. She's got quite a few things that she pops into this, and I was just so intrigued. And this little gadget seems to blend up and mix everything really well, and it was less than $20. I think it was $19. So I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna make this jalapeno cream cheese. I might even want to whip it at the end if I don't like the consistency, and I think she just does that by adding a little splash of milk at the end. So hopefully this will work out. I'm really looking forward to it. finished my lunch and the jalapeno cream cheese was absolutely delicious. I think the lime juice is a key ingredient. I loved it. So I've tucked that away in the fridge and will enjoy it for the next few days. It's just after 1 o'clock. I am ready to park myself on the couch, throw on a movie or maybe a series or watch some YouTube videos. I'm not quite sure. Grab my knitting and just have a couple of hours to relax this afternoon. But before I do that, I've come back up to the studio because I thought I would share some of this gorgeousness that I picked up this spring and summer at Knit City, Toronto, and at the Kawartha Lakes Yarn and Fiber Festival, I think it was called. They were both really great events. I was actually a vendor at Knit City, Toronto. It was my first time vending for a Knit City event, and it was really good. It was kind of like, it had a really great energy downtown Toronto. It was kind of buzzing. There were a lot of amazing vendors there. I had a really good time, and I managed to do a little bit of shopping. So I've been mentioning these baskets from Big Blue MoMA, and I knew that she was going to be a vendor at Knit City. I had plans to shop. I think it was the first place I went to in the morning, and I did a quick scan. I came back a little bit later, picked out a basket or two, left Glenn with my card, and he purchased them for me. I'm obsessed with them. And then I regretted not getting a larger one because I really wanted a big one. But I think at Knit City, I was just a little bit rushed and I wasn't able to take a few minutes and really look for one. But at the Kawartha Lakes Yarn and Fiber Festival, I went back to her booth and finally got the big one that I wanted as well. The other one that I picked up is actually the one I've been using to tote around my Love Note sweater. It's a really interesting shape. It's kind of like elongated and flat, so it sits really nicely on the kitchen table. I love it. I'm obsessed with them. If I could have one in every room of my house, I would. The handles are beautifully done, really sturdy, and I just love them. So this I got at Knit City, and all the stuff in here is what I came home with from Knit City. My booth that I shared with Christina, the Cozy Knitter, we had a blast. That was the event where we launched our vintage library kits together. Right across from us was a booth for the Toronto Yarn Shop Unit, which is a beautiful store. I haven't actually been into that store for probably more than 10 years, maybe 15 years ago I was there, I think. I don't know. But I basically sat in my booth and I watched the ladies in the booth at Unit trying on different samples, like wearing their different sweater samples throughout the weekend. I think they would wear one for a couple of hours and then swap it out and wear another one. And I was mesmerized. The samples there were stunning. I ended up going onto their website, looking at other patterns or pattern options, and I purchased another kit later on to do a sweater. Haven't really gotten around to that just yet, but the patterns that Claudia, the owner and designer of all of the patterns, are absolutely stunning, really, really beautiful. But I ran into a couple of ladies. One of them had just purchased this yarn in a different color for like a simple kind of t-shirt style pattern, I believe. And so at one point I ran over and I grabbed some for myself. So this is La Bien-Aimée. It is their mohair silk, and the color is Quartz Fumé, which is one of my favorite colors. I love purple, and I got 3 skeins. I don't know which pattern I'm going to use for it. I do remember searching a little bit for like a simple sweater. If you guys have any ideas, using 3 skeins of mohair, I think you hold it double. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember now, but I would love to make like a really simple t-shirt style sweater with this if I can find the right pattern. Even a tank would be beautiful. So any ideas would be appreciated. I really wanted to go to the Sandra yarn booth. That was basically the top of my list. Go for the baskets and go to Sandra yarn. It was so busy that I really had to wait until things slow down on Sunday, because I knew that I really wanted to get this yarn to use in my future porcelain sweater. I've been thinking about that sweater for a year now. I have the yarn for the rest of the body, but I really needed a contrast color for the design in it, and I wanted to stick with that porcelain kind of blue, and I think this is going to be perfect. So this is the Sandra Yarn Company Sunday Morning DK, which is a BFL and Masham, and the color is Resolve. It's stunning. And I got all kinds of stickers and postcards, which I love, at their checkout desk. I got to chat with Melissa and Lisa, and my purchase came with this really nice tote bag. These are perfect for picking up groceries, leaving in the car. I love these bags. Such a nice gift with purchase. So I got that. And I pretty much stayed on track with my wish list, and I didn't get anything else. At least I don't think I did. I did meet some really lovely people throughout the weekend, and it's been so long now that I don't even know if I can recall all of the stories and conversations and friends that I met. But it was so nice. And one very lovely lady, Liliana, she dyes yarn. She's from Parcel Fiber Co. I believe she lives in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. She very generously gifted me this beautiful hand-dyed yarn of hers. I don't have a band on it, but she jotted down the info for me. It's the Self Radiance base, which is a 75/25 wool nylon, and the color is Mysterious Wisteria. And again, purple is my favorite. This will make a really nice, I think this would make a great pair of socks. I do love purple. I think I could use a really nice pair of purple socks. So that is what I picked up at Knit City. I very unexpectedly decided to drive out to the Kawartha Lakes Yarn and Fiber Festival. I don't know why I have to pause every time I say that. I've never been before. It is about, I can't remember how long the drive is from me. If it's about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I can't remember, but it's a beautiful area. It's kind of like cottage country, and I thought the festival was really great. I loved it, actually. And I think especially after the busyness of Knit City and being a vendor there and not being able to enjoy it as like a visitor, I really enjoyed walking around this festival without worrying about a thing. Who came with me? Glenn drove, Camden came along, and yeah, we just had a really nice, relaxing time. I remember we went to like a food truck and got some fries for lunch. We got Kawartha Lakes ice cream. It was a really nice day. And I also got some fun things. This was definitely something I had in my mind that I knew I wanted to get, but the rest of the things were all kind of just fun, impromptu purchases, which felt really nice too. So this I love. I think it would be the perfect bag to bring to the farmer's market, or if you're going thrifting, to leave in the car, to bring a picnic, or to keep a really big project in, like a blanket, and have this sitting by the couch or anywhere in the house because it's so beautiful. I love it so much. Now let's see what I got there because I haven't even looked at this in ages. Oh yes. Okay. This, I just couldn't resist. This is a sock set from Full Moon Fibers. I just loved the colors in here and this like kind of tire stripe yarn. This is the color called Opal. It's the Nebula Eclipse sock set. And it's so much fun. I remember when I went to this show walking around and thinking a lot about socks. And I haven't been knitting too many socks this year, but I feel like I was preparing myself for some fall and winter sock knitting with these because I really wanted to play around with different minis and contrast colors, and I thought this was really fun. They had a beautiful booth, so many gorgeous yarns, and this is my first time purchasing Full Moon Fibers. I think the first booth that I walked into after finding the baskets was Leo and Roxy, and they had also a stunning booth. It was kind of like double-sized and open and so much color. This is also my first purchase from Leo and Roxy, and I think it's so much fun. So it's another sock set. This is called the Natural Sock Set. And the color, does it say on here? I don't even know if it does. Oh, I think so, yeah. So this color here is Meredith. This is probably Lost in the 80s, and then I think this one is Password. I love it. I think I'm gonna have fun with this too. And I was inspired by the Summer Knits sock book that I have, and I was thinking about that, and that's why I picked up a sock set that was more like fun colors that I could play around with. Let's see. Oh, I got all these cute little door hanger cards from Big Blue MoMA. I picked up a whole bunch of cards to put in my journal, and I still haven't done that. That's from Full Moon Fibers. They had really pretty postcards. Another one of these. Let's see, what is this? Oh, I went by this other booth. I didn't buy anything, but I wanted a card because I really wanted to go back and look at their website. It was all needle felted animals and beautiful, beautiful items from Birds of a Feather. So I made sure to pick up one of their business cards. Then I saw Candace from I Can Sew Make That. She's actually a friend of mine, and I've met her a few times now. She is lovely. I adore her. She had a booth there. She had all kinds of beautiful stuff that she makes, and I saw this and I couldn't resist. It's so beautifully made, and I think it's so clever. It is a needle minder that you can hang on the back of the door or on a beautiful hook. It would be really pretty too. She had them in all different prints combined with denim, and on here you've got even the labels for the sizes of your needles. So you can just pop your circular needles in here, and the circular part can kind of hang out. You can put DPNs in here. I thought this was so clever, and I really loved this pattern. So I picked one up, and I think I might hang it on the back of that door over there. I'm not really sure. I have a system for keeping all of my needles organized, but when I finish a project, I tend to just put them in a pile and they get all tangled up. So I even feel like keeping my most used needles handy in here would be really smart. And then when I'm finished the project, I can just tuck them in here without them getting misplaced or disorganized. So I love that. And then my last purchase was kind of a fun one, and I did have the intention to go to this booth and check it out. I really want to do a little bit of embroidery on one of my denim aprons. And so I went to visit the Knitted Bliss booth. She has gorgeous, gorgeous embroidery threads and notions and little kits. And so I just went and picked out a couple of really pretty bundles so that I could put something cute on one of my aprons. I also picked up a little set of needles so I could keep them all together. And I've pulled out an apron that I have not used yet because I really want to just put a few little designs. I was thinking at first of strawberries because I love strawberries, but now I'm thinking maybe florals or leaves or something because these colors are just so pretty. So that's my plan for that. And I didn't pick it up when I saw Aruna at Knit City at her booth, Buku booth. But after getting these little embroidery threads, I went ahead and ordered her embroidery book as well because I do love a hard copy reference for projects, and I don't really have anything for embroidery that I can think of. And I really just wanted to support her work. I love everything Aruna does, and it's a beautiful, beautiful book. I've actually had the good fortune to take a class with Aruna, and when I worked in children's wear, I used to design children's wear for a pretty big Canadian company. A whole bunch of us, the design team, got to go and do some work with her. It was such a great experience. So whenever she puts something out, I really like to support it. And I feel like this is going to come in handy for all the times that I might need to reference something and I don't want to pull it up on the computer. So I'm really excited about this. This was supposed to be a nice summer project for me, and I just haven't been able to do that much yet. I've got my my loom that I purchased, I think in January, and I've got this embroidery that I'd like to do. So I've got a lot of projects that I could do, and I'm just kind of not putting any pressure on myself, and when I can get to it, I will, but I really love having a good book for reference. There were also door prizes at this festival, and even though I didn't win anything, Glenn did. As we were leaving, you got to check your ticket number on a list, and if your number was there, you could go to this table, and all of the vendors had donated beautiful prizes. So Glenn let me choose something for myself, and I chose this adorable piece of pottery. It is a little mini yarn bowl. It is precious and beautiful, and I love it. I don't know if it's a mouse. I think it might be. It looks like a little mouse to me. And that looks like the tail. I think it's supposed to be, but it's super cute. And it is from On Point Pottery. I was so excited. I never really win anything. It's Elise Carklands from On Point Pottery. So there you go. I got lots of goodies. It felt like the perfect combination of a couple things that were really on my list, like the baskets and the blue yarn from Sandra. But then I got a few extras. I was able to support some other makers and find a few new projects for the end of summer with the embroidery, and maybe some new socks in the fall and winter. I'm super excited about them. Now I can finally unpack everything, put the yarn away, and just put everything where it belongs.